Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Anthony Rosa, the Community Finance Coach, aka Mr. Remedy, and you are watching another Lunch and Learn on the Roundtable Remedies. Money Monday was created to really inspire, connect, and educate those that are in the conversation of money. And today we have Heather the Hurricane on. I'm so thrilled to have
That's
you.
me.
You are tearing through the real estate market one home at a time. And even after you
Yes.
experience your own buying process is what got you into it. So, Heather, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are?
Heather the Hurricane here. Thank you, Anthony. And I earned that name, believe me. I just completed year 7. In 7 years, I did over 100 million in sales and over 500 units. Last year alone, 18 million and 80 units. And I got my license, like I said, 7 years ago. Well, now we're year 8. Can't believe it. And I am the Hurricane. That name
Mhm.
was always, I've been in advertising and marketing and fashion for over 20 years, VP of sales. And then I got my license 7 years ago. I've been called a hurricane my whole life. And then when I started with real estate, I would hurricane in and out, just started making deals, shopping off checks, like there goes the hurricane. And now, 7, 8 years later, my brand has become a household name. Heather the Hurricane, look me up. I'm everywhere and I love it. Love helping people. This is what I do. And I'm so happy to be here today.
Yeah, I'm
Anthony?
happy to have
Oh,
you. And
say
in the last couple of years, you've been receiving a lot. To us about that.
it again. Sorry.
That in the last couple of years, you've been receiving a lot of awards. Talk to us
Oh,
about that.
yes. Right. Lots of awards, been featured in many magazines. All the features that I did are editorial, which is I'm so happy and proud. Like I just was featured on Bergen County Real Producers for the 4th time, most recently about my marketing. When I was just starting the hurricane, it was the rising star. Another thing about how I'm very involved in my community. But I've been making gold this year, like I said. The gold award I've been received several years in a row. Remax 100% Club, on and on and on. So many awards. Number one, rate my agent, and yes, I every single one of them. I'm so happy. I have hundreds of 5 star reviews as well, and it's just so wonderful. I didn't expect it to be able to do what I love, and then also to feel the benefits and feel like I'm really growing. Like I said, I get calls every day that people want the hurricane to help them either buy, sell, rent, or invest. And I'm so happy. I built a brand in 7 going on 8 short years, a very big brand. So it's a lot of work. I work 24/7, Anthony. You saw that you posted this, I hurricaned right on it. Ever since then, we've been chatting all night, all more 24/7. I am available and there for my clients. It's a lot of work to set yourself apart and do this. Let me tell you, this was the hardest thing I ever did in my life, but it's the most rewarding.
No,
And
I
I'm
hear you.
so happy. And it's a lot of work. Consistency is key.
And talk,
Yep. And also another thing I always say,
so
Anthony,
talking about your branding,
yes. Could I just say one more thing? I always say consistency is key, but
talking
also
about, yeah,
I
sure.
wanted to
You're the
say,
hurricane, Heather. It's your show. Take over.
no, I just want to say one other thing that you have to be uncomfortable to get to that next level. You asked about the awards. If you're comfortable, you're not going to get to that next level. Do you think I like door knocking, making cold calls? No, but that's how you get to that next level. Okay, sorry.
No, and I love that. I think that as a realtor and as an agent, you are a problem solver and you're solving people's problems. And what you're sharing right now is your energy, your communication, your ability to get something done. And those are the things that as an agent, I admire, right? And talking about branding, I have something special. I'm going to show a commercial real quick.
Sure. Thank you. I'm an award-winning New Jersey realtor with Remax Signature Homes. I'm a top producer in the top 10%. My credentials speak for themselves, but don't take my word for it. Visit my website to read my countless 5 star reviews, links to my social media, and see the many articles featuring me, the Hurricane. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, rent, or invest, the Hurricane is your key to success. For the best darn realtor around, contact me. I'm here 24/7. At the beginning, there was a hurricane. I don't know if you saw that. I know it's kind of tough to see it on this, but
Yeah, that was really cool. I love that. And so let's jump into the conversation, right? So
sure.
Money Monday Lunch and Learn, talking about investing in real estate. What do you see on the market? What's going on?
Anthony, it's funny. People always say low, but for years I've been saying low inventory, low inventory, low inventory. But guess what? Somehow I've managed to put more people in homes and help more investors this year than any. So it's really a matter of having a great agent and to be creative, investing, right? People, a single family home is wonderful, great, awesome, but there are other options too. Maybe you want to do a I've been working with a lot of multifamilies lately. What does that mean? At least a two family, maybe three, four family. You live in one unit, you rent the other unit. There's your mortgage covered, right? So it's a different process of getting approved, and maybe it's a great way for somebody to do their first investment or even rent out both, and then eventually sell. Or even, Anthony, sometimes, again, a single family home, sometimes there's so many bidding wars on that because everyone wants a single family home. A condo is a great place to start. I tell my son that he's 19. I'm like, you're staying home to get your first investment. But we talk about all the time, you need this much of a down payment, let's say, for a one family. But what if we looked at maybe a condo, which maybe is more cost effective, um, as far as budget, and what do you have, a monthly maintenance? A lot of times they're only 200-300 a month. Some people think they're, you could find that, and the taxes are a little lower, and now you own something, and then maybe you eventually want to rent it out or sell it and go to your next property. So there are so many options out there, Anthony. It's not always just us, thinking one way for you to get your first investment or second or third or fourth. But if we open up and think outside the box and maybe go to a few towns over, we only think maybe one town, but maybe you see that bordering towns, that those are going to be great too. There's so many wonderful towns in all Bergen County. Essex, I cover many counties. So maybe opening it up a bit also helps. People sometimes think they don't want to be, they have to be Bergen County. Then they see,
Yeah.
wait, Essex, Passaic. Now we opened up our search and now we found your investment.
So when if somebody owns a property now, how would do you prepare them on that investment property? What's the process like?
You mean as for if they own it currently and want to sell it, you mean? Or
No, they
what's
currently
it?
own and they want to purchase their investment property.
Oh,
What
like a
is the
second
process
property.
like for you to start? Correct. Mhm.
Well, number
So
one,
what's
I'm
the
going to want to,
process? Take me down that process for someone.
of course, if you're already a homeowner for your first home, people sometimes think, oh, let's just get online and we could just get another one. No, we need to see where you stand with that current one. Is there equity in that home? How much do you still owe on it? Maybe you could, these home equity loans, maybe you could pull something from that. It's a bit of a risk, but hey, now your real estate's always a wonderful investment. So really, we want to first look at your financials. How much do you still owe on that home? What can, don't just, sometimes people think, that's it, someone owns a home, my neighbor's selling, I'm gonna buy it. It's not that simple, right? It's pretty much similar to
Right.
when somebody even tells me they want to purchase a house, and the first thing I say is, let's get you on the phone with a great lender and figure out how much do you have
Mm.
saved? What is your credit? We have to really, I think, figuring out what you can afford or what is feasible. And we could be creative with that. And then we get out there. When people say to me, but I just want to start looking, but looking at what? 200,000, a million? What are we looking at? Let's hone in on what we really is realistic. And then now we'll start our search. Now we'll get it done. Does that make sense, Anthony?
So now you have your pre-approval in hand.
And
Yeah,
sometimes it's
absolutely. So you have
cash.
your pre-approval in hand. You have your budget plan, and so let's say someone is in an FHA loan. They want to get into their investment property. What are some of like the challenges that you find that they're facing? Is it location? Is it being affordable? Because now it's a commercial investment property. What are some of the struggles?
Well, commercial would be classified if it's over four family. Up to four family, you're still a residential property. Even though I do commercial as well. By the way, I have a 6-unit building for sale right now. That would be considered commercial. Also, mixed use is an awesome thing too. That building I was referring to that I have for sale in River Edge, we're hopefully under contract soon, under attorney review. It is 4 residential units and 2 commercial units, store rental space, storefronts. So when you have something that has a storefront or any type of business and also residential, it's considered mixed use. Now, Anthony, that's another great type of investment, because now you could rent out stores and also do have people renting out residential. Now you have two different types of clients you're working with, which is awesome, and you own it. So mixed use is a great way to go as well. It may not even be as competitive again, right? With the market being so little inventory and being so competitive, again, opening your search. If we're opening it up to now mixed use properties for an investment, now we're looking at more options, more opportunities for us to get in there and hopefully get my client a property. Or should I not say hopefully, the hurricane will get my client a property.
Mm-hmm. So how long does it usually take to find that investment property? Do you take?
Honestly, Anthony, I go out with people sometimes and they're like, well, this is the first one we looked at. Okay. And they just because even if they love it, I'm like, that's not the way to think of it. When that you have to look at many. Sure, there are some people that, we have to go out and that's how they are. But when you go, let's say to the grocery store, I know it's a lot bigger ticket item, but if something's on the shelf that you like, you put in an offer. Because believe me, again, now we already honed in, right? You have to look at it this way. We did our research. We know we want to see. The internet's a wonderful thing. So what if it's the first time you saw it? This could be it. I don't. But have to respect people. Have that's always be people's mentality. We have to compare and look. So believe me, the hurricane. We'll look at 100. We'll look at whatever my client wants, needs are. But my advice is, if we do like it, to do try for it. Does that make sense? Because just because you just saw it doesn't mean it's not the one you fell in love with. You have to think not like that, but you have to think
Absolutely.
at the property you're looking at right there at the moment that we're in. I see a dress for the
So there
first
was a
time and I love
question
it.
that I'll put on.
Yes. Yeah.
So, what are the requirements for the FHA loan? Now, I know that Heather, you represent the real estate side of things, and we're not a loan officer here.
Right.
But from your experience, for Mr. Landron, what are the requirements for the FHA loan?
So FHA, it's funny. When purchasing a single family home, more and more conventional loans are more preferred, 20% down, that kind of thing. I feel like even with FHA, when you're buying something like, let's say, a two family, and you want to live in one and rent the other, FHAs make sense for a lot of people because now, like I said, you're living in one, you're renting in one, and FHA, if you have that kind of loan, it means one of the units, you could ask them to have it vacant for you, so you could live in one and rent the other. So it's really a wonderful investment tool. Um, if that helps at all, I would definitely say contact me. What was his name that was interested? That we were, sorry, I
Mr.
didn't see the.
Landron.
Okay, have him call me and we could get him in. I'd like to talk to him personally exactly what his needs are because again, I have so many lenders in my. I do own a networking group, the Hurricane Hub, by the way. So I have wonderful
Hmm.
referral partners. But I'd want to talk to him directly and see exactly what his needs are and think, okay, maybe Adler, maybe Ricky, maybe Neeli, which one of my lenders would be the right person for him to talk to for his particular project. And then we go to
Well,
split.
the
Then we
good
go
thing
to
here,
step
Money
B.
Monday, on the Money Monday, we have partners here just like yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't wait to
Yes,
meet some of
call
your
me.
partners. We're gonna have to do some introductions.
And
Uh,
anyone here that's
Me
listening
as a
that's a lender,
finance
let's
coach,
hook up. So we can maybe talk to this or
yeah,
this listener and get him an investment property together. The hurricane's ready.
exactly, exactly. So for me as a finance coach, I specialize on the credit repair side of things, and
That's very
so
important.
when we're talking about yeah, when we're talking about investing in real estate, it doesn't necessarily have to mean commercial or 60 units. It could be a two by two with a mixed
That's
use,
why I
or
said even a
it could be
condo.
yeah.
A condo, a
Hmm.
co-op, even a co-op is an option too. You're owning a co-op in a building, but it's still yours. Sometimes co-ops have more restrictions that you need to own it for a year or two, but eventually you could rent most of them. So there are so many options, Anthony. That's why I said the condo. I love that option too.
So talk to me about the process, right? So now you've been in this industry for a few years now. You kind of know the ins and outs. When we're talking about investing in real estate, what are some of the shortfalls where people aren't prepared enough? They don't have enough saved? Like I feel like agents don't, they're the gatekeepers, but they're kind of afraid to ask some of the questions because they don't want to lose a client.
I ask let me tell you, when I get, let's say, a lead and someone says they just want to see a property, I don't just go and show it to them. I do not. And I'm not scared to ask lots of questions, because otherwise we're wasting everyone's time, and if we're not pointed in the right direction, and you're not going to get that property for whatever your needs are. But yes, everything's risky. That's why also when my clients purchase properties, they use a experienced realtor like mine to find a tenant. Let's say we want to rent and we want to rent out. You need someone, like, you're gonna just go on Craigslist and find somebody and just talk to somebody on the, I want to rent this, but you want someone like myself. I qualify them. We make sure that, and just by having them pay a realtor fee, 1.5 security, 1 month's rent, this shows that they have skin in the game too, so there are ways that we qualify our tenants, and we'll interview them. We make sure that we're bringing somebody that's going to be paying. There's a reason our landlords are investing. They want somebody that they can rely on, and it's important. So when you have a right realtor, that's what I do as well, help you get the right tenant. That's one thing. Of course you can right, you budget for a certain. I have a client, there's these loans. Also, another thing, Anthony, the 203K loan. I just sold a property in Orange for in the 400s. Beautiful. I mean, this the 8 beds.
Mm,
It's huge for 423. And these clients got a 203K
wow,
loan. They're going to convert it. They went to the
wow,
town. They found out they could convert it to a two-family because it was zoned that way. And now they have money in the 203K
wow,
loan, construction money. They're going to make it their own now. So that, I love that. I can't wait to see what this looks like.
wow,
I cannot wait to see
wow.
what this
I
property
love
looks
that.
like. That's cool, right? Like, I can't
And
wait to see
just
what they do with it.
talking about a 203K loan, Heather, talking about a 203K loan, talk to some of the viewers that just don't understand what that is on the real
Sure,
estate side of it. Right? Because you know
sure.
what? They don't see the I guess the capability of the house. If
That's
they don't
right.
have that vision.
You need this. This couple had a vision. I cannot wait to see what they do. But yes, 203K loan, renovation loan. It means just that. So we put in, let's say the owner. This was my listing. So the owner, let's say, is getting the price, the four, whatever we ended up with, 438, 440, whatever it was, goes to my owner for which I do lots of listings, by the way. So please keep me in mind, guys. And I do a lot of estates as well. I'm very good with that. So please keep me in mind. Anyway, so the owner gets that money, but the loan, let's say, let's say 430, let's say the loan is for 550. So that difference money now is money the bank is giving these lenders to renovate the home. Now it's all in their mortgage payment, one payment, and they are going to renovate this home and make it their own, to flip, to live in, whatever. Like I said, they're going to convert it to a two-family, whatever. Every need is different, every loan is different, but let me tell you, it's a great option for to be able, because who just has that kind of money sitting around. It takes money to be able to renovate, so it's a great option.
Yeah, so for those that are watching, I just want to remind you that today is a lunch and learn. We do this every Monday. This is a Money Monday, and I'm your host, the community finance coach. I deal with credit. I deal with individual credit. I deal with business credit. I think we have one of my homegirls, Luisa. Hi, Luisa. She's saying hi, Heather.
Hi.
She's an accountant from
She used to be in my
Jersey, out in
group.
the Georgia area. Definitely a
Yeah,
mover and a shaker as well. Oh, there you go.
she was in one of my networking groups. I own the Hurricane Hub now,
You know,
but she was the accountant in
we
one of my
we
groups.
definitely think this is a conversation that's super important, right, Heather? So, for those that want to get into real estate, what is your call to action? And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to use the comment section now. I'll pull you up, and even probably do a shameless plug. Who knows? Put it in the chat. But Heather, what would you say for someone that's kind of like on the cusp? They want to get into it, but they don't, and what would you say to that person to encourage them?
Again, like, and well, Anthony, being a credit repair, credit's so important. So let's, like, make sure that but I know, but you know what? Even don't let that deter you, because there are different loans, especially now. There's different loans where, like, some of the credit scores are actually being accepted, maybe, and there's other things too. There are loans for people that own their own business, and there's that it could be they call it like the pay stub loan. So really, each conversation is going to be catered to whoever, what their needs are. Let's get on the phone. Call me 917-440-3767. We have an arsenal, including you and everyone here, that can help you guys sell, buy, rent, whatever you're looking to do, and we can help you. Individual call, and that's really step number one, is let's see what your financials are. Also, keep in mind, Anthony, people get gifts from people. I've had co-signers.
Mm.
Each, there's sometimes people, five people on one loan. There's new ways now people are investing together because it's tough,
Right.
right? So there are so many. You have to think outside the box. There are so many things that we could come up with when you call me and we figure out what's the right step for you guys to get you in that condo, that mixed use, that two family, the one, whatever it is, co-op, and get you guys rolling. And then once we do that, now we look at the list. And like I said, open up our search till we find, and that's going to help us get the right property together. We see it, we like it, we put the offer and we go for it.
Heather, so talk to me about the contract. There's a new contract now that agents have to kind of
Sorry, I can't hear you.
have signed by Can you talk about the contract that
I
some
can't
of the
hear you,
agents have to
Anthony.
have? Did somebody
Uh-oh.
call you? Can you hear me now? So there's this contract now that agents have to have signed to kind of give permission for the
Can you hear? Oh,
homeowners
I couldn't
to.
hear you. Now I could hear you. I
Okay,
lost you for a
perfect. So
minute.
talk about the contract. There was a contract that you have to have signed by people who want to buy real estate. So talk to me about that contract now to
Okay, so
kind of
I missed the
educate those
piece.
that are on the market.
Sure. So are you talking about a agent agreement? I missed that part, my phone,
Yeah,
sorry. Okay.
it's okay.
Anthony, it's very important. I have to tell you, I am shocked how many buyers I talk to on a daily basis that say to me, no one ever told me about this. Well, then you're not working with a very good realtor. Okay. I play there. This is important. To me, okay. This whole thing with the buyer's agreement was put in place to these the suits that were going on. And as of August, this is the law. For me, it's pretty much business as
Hmm.
usual because I know my worth and I'm not scared to talk to them and say, this is what needs to be done. To me, it's business as usual because especially when I take a listing, I say we need to offer the percent to the buyer's agent so that they bring their buyers to come see it. So
Mm.
for me, when I have my client sign an exclusive buyer's agreement, it's really just saying, I am going to represent you. I put the 2% in there, but I've never had it. You have to look at it really this way. We call the listing, we find out that most of the time they're always paying. It comes out of the price of the home. Even if I just put 2%, I have to put something in my buyer's agreement. It's not coming out of if let's say for some reason the seller is not offering that 2%, it's not actually coming out of the buyer's pocket. We put it in the price. You see what I'm saying? Everyone gets paid from the price of the
Right.
home. So this is what buyers need to realize and not be nervous to sign it. It's more about, are you comfortable with this agent? Are they going to help you? Don't worry about that. And anyone that's going to not go over this with you and be straight up with you in the first place, that's how they're going to be through the whole transaction. The buyer's agreements are nothing to be scared of, but
Right.
it says to me you're serious too, So this is something, it's really business as usual. And with the right buyer and the right list and the right buyer's agent, we talk about it. It's nothing's really changed so much as the price always comes from the sale of the house. No one's ever going into their pocket and saying, oh, here's your money. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's a misconception right now. So you need a
Right.
good agent to explain it to you. It's really business as usual. I'm going to represent you. I'm going to show you this home. I'm going to put the offer in from you. I'm here from start to finish to negotiate for you and get you this home.
So for those that are watching, what's the most important next step? What is the most important next step? Do you need to save? Do you need to get with Heather?
Yeah.
Do you need to get with one of
Yes.
the lenders? Do you need to,
Yes.
what is the most important next step? And I want to ask you all to kind of start thinking about this as we're beginning the year, right? Today is Martin Luther King Day, the inauguration of Donald Trump, whether you're a
It's
fan or a
crazy.
foe, we have to really
It's a big
focus on
day.
what is most important right now. And so, Heather, I'm really thankful to have you on. At the end of the show, we always have a final thoughts segment. So this
Okay.
is we're rounding third base. What are your final thoughts on the segment of investing in real estate?
My final thoughts are, now don't, another thing is, now is always the time. People think, oh, let me wait for what, till you rent more, till you don't invest more,
Mhm.
till you don't aren't an owner anymore. Now is the time, always.
Right.
And there's, like you said, we have lots of changes going on, but that's not even something to worry about your personal what. And don't listen to the noise. Everyone has an uncle or cousin that thinks they know the inspection, and that, no, I'm the professional. I'm here to help you. Look at my reviews. There's a reason. We're here to get you to that finish line. So please listen to the professionals. Let's work together. Now is the time. Let's make this happen.
Awesome. Now is the time. Let's make this happen. Again, thank you guys for watching. We always have a quote of the show. Heather the Hurricane, you definitely brought it. For those that were watching, if you want to see anything in the beginning of the segment, we're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook. Today's quote of the show is brought to you by Andrew Carnegie. 90% of the millionaires become so through owning real estate.
Wow.
So go in grace,
That is
go
so
in
cool.
peace. I hope you learned something. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
And
going to
Andrew
steal that,
Carnegie,
Andrew.
this is uh yeah, take it. I'm really excited to have you on, Heather. This is the first of many. I could see us doing big things this year. So always remember, what's the most important next step? Heather, don't go anywhere. Hang out with me in the
Oh,
afterglow. Go in
and
grace, go in peace.
what
Bye,
can everyone?
everybody.
Wait, I want everyone to know where to find me. Heather the Hurricane. That's my website. Also, I'm on LinkedIn. Everything. X, TikTok. Follower. I'm a liver. Insta, Facebook, all of it. Call me 917-440-3767. Anyway, smoke signals. I answer.
Let's do it. See you guys.